A very good morning. Terrific Tuesday today. Wishing you a good one. Welcome to today's episode of Morning Well. Three things that we will talk about. Volatile session in the US. European shares were down 2.3% and US financials get a buyback boost. US stocks fell in volatile trading as virus mutation and increased lockdowns dampened sentiment. Losses moderated in the afternoon as a vote on the US stimulus legislation drew nearer. The broad-based index, the S&P 500, was down 0.4%. The Dow actually ticked up 0.1%, having bounced back from a mid-morning loss of more than 420 points. The tech-heavy Nasdaq was down 0.1%. Relief is on its way. The House and Senate are set to vote on a roughly $900 billion stimulus bill within hours, and Steven Mnuchin said $600 checks to individuals would start going out next week. While the package at least temporarily eases the burden for millions of Americans, a fight is already brewing over further aid once Joe Biden takes office. Mnuchin told CNBC this will take us through the recovery, while Nancy Pelosi had a different view. She said we will need to do more. In the European markets, shares stumbled after countries across the continent and beyond barred travelers from Britain in an effort to keep out an infectious variant of the virus that is spreading rapidly in England. The pan-continental Euro Stoxx 600 slumped 2.3%. UK's benchmark, the FTSE 100, also slid 1.7%. Officials over the weekend tightened lockdown measures on London and surrounding areas in an effort to contain the new strain of the virus, which appeared to be spreading 70% faster than earlier variants, according to the British government. Adding to investors' concerns about the UK market, negotiators missed a Sunday deadline for reaching a Brexit agreement, raising the prospect of a disruptive UK exit from the European Union at the end of the year. The pound dropped 0.7% against the dollar. The only question is whether investors are worried about this new coronavirus strain. The media is talking about it. Governments around the world are not taking chances and banning travel, but based on recovery in stocks, investors don't share these concerns. This is due in part to UK officials saying that there's no reason to think that the vaccine won't protect against this new fast-spreading strain. However, the vaccine is new, distribution has just begun, and it's just far too early to declare the virus effective on both strains. So this will be an interesting dynamic that we'll probably have to keep our eyes on. Oil prices also retreated amid expectations that fresh restrictions on European travel and transport will pinch fuel demand heading into 2021. Futures on Brent crude, the international energy benchmark, lost 2.6% to settle at 50.91 a barrel, their largest one-day drop in 6 weeks. In terms of sector performance, 9 of the S&P 500's 11 sectors closed the day in negative territory. The only sectors to post gains were technology and financials, which got a boost from Federal Reserve late Friday that it would allow banks to resume share buybacks. Goldman Sachs rallied 6.1%, making it the best performer in the Dow. Morgan Stanley added 5.7%. JP Morgan moved up 3.8% and Citi was up 3.7% on the first day of trading since the Fed gave them the green light to resume buybacks. The 6 biggest banks could buy back as much as 11 billion of stock in the first quarter, assuming fourth quarter earnings meet expectations. The blue chip index also got a boost from Nike. Shares of the sportswear giant jumped about 4.9% after it said late Friday that digital revenue for its flagship brand rose 84% in the 3 months through November. Oil producers, airlines and cruise line operators were all hit by the resurgence in the virus. ExxonMobil was down 1.8%, American Airlines was down 2.5%, while Carnival was down 1.9%. Tesla shares declined 6.5% as furious demand from index funds dried up after the stock joined the S&P 500. Another mover was Royal Dutch Shell, fell about 5% after the oil major said that it would write down the value of its assets by about 4.5 billion. That's the update. Stay safe and healthy, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.